it's important to have the right documentation in place. First, always request for a copy of the title. Why it's important to ask for a copy of the title is because that you will be able to carry out a search. Fortunately, land operations are getting digitized, and currently you can actually get your search online. My name is Caroline Wanjeri, Kihara, Head of Morgage at KCB. Getting a right financial is very, very critical because it's a long-term journey. It is not a short-term affair. You probably will be talking of 25 years of a relationship with your banker. So it's important to look for the right financial. And when you're looking for the right financial, you need to look at stability. How stable is that bank? Look at the terms. What terms are they giving? Look at the additional value adds. How much, many Kenyans have been conned. So how thorough is the bank in carrying out its due diligence, in ensuring, because that's where the bank comes in, to ensure that the property you're buying, is not on riparian, it's not on a road reserve. The bank will do all those checks. Then look at the terms that the bank is giving you. What percentage are they financing? What is the interest rate? Is my employer having an arrangement with the bank? Because we have special schemes where employers get into arrangements with financiers. For example, we have the civil servants at KCB, where you can be able to borrow at 5%. And we have a lot of other government institutions that have also gotten in as part of encouraging government employees to own homes. So it's important to check with your employer whether they have a special scheme with your financier. And there you can get a special rate. Once you identify the right home, it's important to have the right documentation in place. First, always request for a copy of the title. Why it's important to ask for a copy of the title is because that you will be able to carry out a search. Fortunately, land operations are getting digitized, and currently you can actually get your search online. So first do a search. That will help you identify two things. One, that the person written on the title is actually the authentic owner. And two, specifics like the size, what is the acreage, and the exact location. So the title is very, very important. Even as you're negotiating for the house, ensure you get a title. Lawyers will normally be at hand to do a search for you where you feel you cannot do it for yourself. Thereafter is your financials. Working on an assumption that you have some savings that you have saved towards your home ownership. The other thing that will come into play is your income. Unfortunately, again, most of us don't think it's important to have a financial record, so sometimes we don't bother to keep a record. It is important to keep a record of your finances, and that way you build a history which a bank can rely on when they want to lend you. And especially most of us who are, in informal business, most people who are in employment, it is automatic that your employer will pay your salary through the bank. But most of the people who are in business will end up not banking some of their, earnings, and they will end up, mixing their cash. It's important to build a history because that will come in very critical. So your financials will be very critical because your banker will want to see what cash flows you have. Of course, and that you have a third take home because that is part of the Employment Act requirements. The other documentation that you need, it's good to have an indication of what the value of the property is, and so that you know that the price that has been quoted on the selling price is not way off, you're not being conned. But that can always come later, because if you come, for example, if you come through KCB, we will always do a valuation, and we will tell you, it is at that point that we do a little bit of due diligence to confirm that the property is not lying on riparian, to confirm that the property is not lying on public land, or it's not grabbed, it's not in the Ndongo report. All those checks are done at that point. The people you need to be with when you're walking through this journey is first your financials, definitely. You need the lawyers because of the searches. You need the valuers because they're the ones to value and confirm that the property is actually in the right place. This comes with a cost, of course, because the valuer would need to be paid, the lawyer would need to be paid, and that is why I said it's important to have a saving plan. Even if your bank is offering you 100%, 105% financing, there's some money that will still be needed to complete the transaction. Yeah. The other one is a third party because it's registration is done in the lands office, but that will be done. The link between you and the lands office will be your lawyer. So it's a process that happens in the back, where now the title is transferred and registered in your name from the name of the buyer.